Alright, what is up YouTube? It is Joker777, and I know this is not the usual, style of film that I do, or the style of video that I do, but, I usually am sitting in front of a camera, but unfortunately my camera is actually being used this weekend. My mom and my dad, they're actually on a vacation, just the two of them, getting some much needed time together, and so I still wanted to make a video regarding this week's big release of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is a film that's kind of divided people down the middle as far as, film critics and fans of the of the movies and of the comics alike. And I wanted to make this video because I actually fall on the side that actually really loves and adores this film. I think that this is leaps and bounds better than the first one. And the thing that I liked most about this film is that there are certain things that happen in this movie that happen in the actual comics. I remember when I was reading when I was young, and it just blew me away the amount of fan service that they had in this film, and that's one of the many reasons why I liked it. Now, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, of course, stars Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, and we have Jamie Foxx as Electro and Dane Dehaan playing Harry Osborn. And in this one, Spider-Man basically is going up against Electro. He's the main villain of this. There are three villains in this, in the Green Goblin, Electro, and the Rhino. We'll get to that in a second, but that's basically, the gist of it. And then, of course, Peter also has to make some, he's also trying to figure out stuff about his family, and then he's got some other decisions he has to make throughout the course of this film. But without a doubt, the acting, Peter Parker, is a kind of a character that a lot of people like to see, just because Peter Parker is like, he kind of represents, everybody, at some point in their life. Everybody's been picked on, everybody's been bullied, but yet Andrew Garfield portraying Peter Parker, he's amazing. It's him. And I know we're talking about The Amazing Spider-Man. You're going to hear a lot of amazing references, but I really, really enjoy watching Andrew Garfield play the character of Peter Parker / Spider-Man. Spider-Man, for the most part, is kind of a smartass when it comes to his heroism, and Garfield just nails that just time and time again, and it's so great to watch him play this character, and he just embodies it so well. I liked him better. I love him better than the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and I know I'm probably going to get a little bit of a bad rep for that, but that is what it is. That's my opinion. And Emma Stone is Gwen Stacy. First of all, Emma Stone, she's easily in my top 5 of celebrity crushes, but she does a killer job as Gwen Stacy. She really sells her acting in this, and of course, since the fact that Emma and Andrew are actually dating in real life, they bring that chemistry on screen, and you really feel that chemistry between them, and you can feel that bond between them because they have that chemistry and that connection outside of, the movie, and you can really see that on screen. Jamie Foxx as Electro, he does a very great job, and without a doubt, his villain is the best. He's definitely the one that gets the most development time. He's the one who actually remains a villain for the longest time, and I think they did him very well. It was very cool to watch him. The one thing I really liked about his character that they did, and I'm glad they did this, his voice had this kind of like electric, kind of sound to it, kind of like a battery hum, and I really liked that they did that. I don't know why, but that was one of the more enjoyable things for me. And unfortunately, with the villains, what happens is that Rhino is actually only in the film for about 3 minutes. Like, he's literally in like the last segment of the movie, which is kind of sad. But I mean, you can tell they're definitely setting up for something else. But I'm not going to spoil that. And of course, Dane Dehaan is Harry Osborn. Dane Dehaan does an amazing job. He's easily becoming one of my favorite actors out there today. He does such a great job. I loved him in Chronicle, and I loved him as Harry Osborn. But his character of the Green Goblin is that he doesn't really do anything. He's kind of like Rhino. He's only on the screen for a certain amount of time. And I think that if you have these characters actually get, the villains actually get developed more, you actually care more for them. Like I said, the only person or the only villain I really cared about was Electro. And I mentioned in the beginning about the fan service, and there's a scene in this film. It's like one of the final few scenes in the film. They could have changed this up any which way they thought, but it plays out exactly as it does in the comic book. And I'm not going to spoil anything about the ending scene. I will, however, maybe do a spoiler review video, maybe whenever I get my camera back. I'll maybe do that. But just the amount of fan service that was in this. Movie, I was shocked and amazed by it. It definitely recreated that feeling of when I'm back, as a young kid reading that comic book and finding things out for the first time and seeing things happen that just kind of blew my mind. And so that's really one of the reasons why I love this film so much, is because it really knows what it's going for. It really knows what it's trying to be. It knows it's trying to be a comic book film, and it doesn't try to be anything else other than that. And I like it when a film knows what it's going for. I like it when it knows what to do. And like I said, the acting is great. The performances are good. The villains could have been, a little bit tighter, but I'm not really complaining because of that. The one thing I did like in this film also was the score. I believe Hans Zimmer did do the score for this film. I'm not too positive on that, but the score was definitely great. There was a little bit of dubstep in there for those of the younger generation that love some dubstep. There is some stuff in there. But overall, I think I'm going to give Spider-Man actually an A-. This is actually one of my favorite films of the year so far. I really enjoyed it. I would actually highly recommend that you go see it, and I think you'll enjoy it. You might not enjoy it as much as I did, but that's just my personal opinions on the film. I give it an A-. So what do you guys give it? In the comment section down below, let me know what you thought of the film. And as always, be sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and I thank you so much for your viewership, and I thank you for putting up with the fact that there's just a bunch of random pictures just going up on the screen and just me talking to you. Like I said, I'll try and have my camera back as soon as possible, and I'll be sure to upload more videos. So, that being said, guys, I'm Joker777, and I'll see you guys later.